Or
You
just
gotta like, it's like once you gotta do all the packing and the prepping, and that's like a
yeah.
whole job itself just to leave.
Yeah, who's not sick? So this is something that, again, you guys can follow along with this workout. We just went live on everywhere else. And the whole point
Mhm.
is this is something you can do up to 2 times per week. It's going to be a core and a lower body as well as a metabolic kind of boosting workout. So pin this one. You can adapt it and we can adjust it at all levels, but it's something you can do up to twice a week at home. You can do with the kids, you can do with your dogs. My kids are actually all out of the house right now with Carrie going to an appointment because
Oh,
one of them
nice.
is just not feeling good.
Well,
So
that's not nice.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We'll see what happens with camping and all that because of that. But what I'm gonna actually do before we get warm is I'm gonna make sure I have my coffee. So I did like half a cup of coffee this morning. So I got to grab my whole rest
Yeah.
of my pot. We're gonna get rocking.
I didn't even have coffee today because my head's hurting a little, and I was like, let me not make things worse. So I was
Yeah,
like, that might, you know, tip the edge. So I was like, the headache is manageable right now. Phoebe.
yeah, good move. All right, so I'm gonna get the coffee and then I'm gonna pulse check in with you, and then we're gonna get started, everybody. We'll get
Okay. Mom's on the phone. I got my water. I got my fan. Let's get something else.
all right. So for my parents out there watching, get your kids situated or get them to join, get them ready. Sometimes this is like always the interesting mix. You know what I'm saying?
If they're gonna tag in or not.
Yeah, it's like, do they want to play? Like, because sometimes they want to work out with us, but then after a couple of minutes, they're just like, all right, I'm good.
You use the thing. Here, Leo. Sit down and use this.
My walk situated. If you guys are using any kind of device to track the workout, get that started. I'm going to be using my Base Fit T-Rex 3 watch. Thing's been clocked, heart rate, my VO2 max, all that good stuff. Um, First, let's do a little like equipment check too here, Rosie, and a little pulse check with your body. How are you feeling? Especially like whether low energy, rundown, what's sore, what's jumping out at you. I kind of
I'm
want
not really sure. I probably just like a little like, I don't know, like I said, my head hurts a little bit, like a little block, but like you have to lower that, please. Lower it, baby. Like as soon as we kick in. Sorry.
it's like, but I'm rocking it.
What is it? Okay. We have to play it very low because mommy is on the phone. But overall, I don't really feel too sore. I kind of took it easy this week because I got it the other day and then was like anticipating that it might be like a off week. But other than that, like it's just really my head. Other than that, like my body is, I feel like okay. I did like a workout, not yesterday. What's today? Today's Thursday, so Tuesday. But I kept it light.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that's helpful to know like kind of where we're at, what we're gonna work towards. Sweet. All right. And the one thing I will say is like when you're not feeling great, being able to modify. So like if we need to adjust the intensity here, I would say the first round, especially, we're going to try and go through this between 2 and 3 rounds, depending on how we're feeling and how our body's responding. First round, almost we're going to treat it like a warm up, especially for you. I want you to like go a little bit slower, see how we go through it. And then in the second round, we can kick it up a little bit if you're feeling good. And then if we need to, third round, like fully on, we're also going to do a warm up to get primed. But just as we go through this, especially as we're pairing things, I want to see how you feel. Also, just from our equipment check, we really don't need much. We can use bands for one of the movements if you guys have bands at home. Rosie, I know you have bands, but I don't know how accessible they'll feel right now. I'm going to show you a couple different versions of this. And then to just go through our actual structure for today, we're pretty much going to have like a minute for each movement. And it's going to be broken up into 3 kind of intervals. One, this is the quote unquote the easiest is you do 15 seconds of work and you rest for 45 seconds and then we'll move on to the next movement. If you want to have a medium challenge, we're going to do 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. If you want the hardest version, you do 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. So we're doing some version of working and then resting, and it'll take about a minute and then we'll go on to the next movement. So that's kind of the strategy at play. And again, when we like repurpose this, I'll probably throw in a timer in the bottom so you guys can kind of follow along. But for now, I'm going to be keeping track of the time. And you know what? I lied. I'm going to pull up a timer right now so we have it. We're going to do a 1-minute timer so that we have that as a tracker for you guys at home. And the first thing we're going to do, though, is just a basic warm-up. But yeah, other than that, we're going to have all the funsies. Okay, let's get rid of that. We're going to do 1 minute. So first, we're going to do a 3-minute warm-up, though. Okay, so I'm going to get that started. And what I want to start with is we're just going to stand up. We're just going to kind of get moving a little bit. So I'm going to get our timer going. And I want us to just start with a little bit. I'm going to see if I can restructure. I want us to just kind of do a little bit of rotate and reach. So we're just turning our body and reaching, turning our body and reaching. And we're just, as we're turning our hips, we're also trying to turn our back foot, almost like you're golfing or swinging a bat or anything like that. And you're just reaching your arm across. So we're trying to get nice stretch and rotation. I want you to keep that going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reevaluate how we're, restructuring the size here so everyone can see.
And about the structure.
Trying to get this timer accessible too.
Need more screen space.
Yeah, right. It's like there's all the things, but the timer is not going as well. All right, so we got about 45 seconds. Let's keep that going. All right, for now, I'm just going to keep this timer rocking. All right, we got 10 more seconds on this one, and then we're going to adjust. So today we're going to do a lot of like rotational and hinging movements. So we're working through a couple different planes and time. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to get a side profile. We're going to hinge down, and then we're going to try and actually squat our butt down, and then we're going to come back up and stand back up. So we're just kind of like hinging down, trying to grab our toes, bring our butt down as far as you can without pain or discomfort, come back up, swing it back up. So I'm kind of tight this morning, so this is actually really helpful for me. So if you guys can kind of see, I'm not really getting super low. And every single rep, we're just trying to get a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. And then we're going to pair that. Oh, yeah. I can feel the stiffness just from yesterday's workout. I had a really like intense kind of deadlifting.
And about monster destruction.
Oh, yeah. Also, Rosie, thanks for you guys got to check out Rosie's channels if you're not already. She's got some awesome content, but especially the last couple of collabs you've done, dude, they look so good. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right. And time. So now we're going to bring it home for the last minute here. Where we're going to do a little bit of a hip flexor activation and a little bit of a kind of Muay Thai. So I'm going to bring the timer out, and it'll just be me and you here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just basically bring our knee up to our elbow, and then we're going to switch. So this is a very traditional Muay Thai style, like checking drill. So, if you want to be very nuanced, do you want to be elbow outside your knee? If you don't, you're just going elbow to. But the idea is this is actually a blocking technique. But it's also a way to get our heart rate up. It's a great way to get the hip flexors to fire.
I need to try to get them. Yeah.
Heart rate to give you a full check. 10. And time. All right. That's our 3 minutes. We got a nice little warm up going. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to use our first round. I'm going to first show you guys the movement. Rosie, me and you will go through them. You don't have to do all of these. We're just going to go through each of the movements, and then we're going to actually do the whole round. And then the second and the third round, we'll kind of ramp it up. Okay. So let me just check it. Okay, cool. Heart rate's looking good. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a somewhat of a dynamic throw movement. So what I mean by this, we're going to take bands ideally. You don't actually need bands for this one. This is the cool thing about doing different variations is you can just use your body weight as the resistance. So I'll show you two versions of it, one without the bands, one with the bands. You have a ball down between your legs, and you're trying to lift it and throw it overhead. So we're squatting down, we're lifting and throwing that ball overhead. Now, if we do it with the bands, we would just step on the bands, and we're taking those bands, holding it, we're coming down, and then we're exploding up. Come back down, explode up. So you're trying to think as if you were throwing a bag or a ball as high as you can in the air. That's the whole dynamic here. We're trying to grab and explode and throw And when we start to actually get into the rhythm, you start continuously working, whether it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 45 seconds. So that's going to be our first movement. Again, I'm just going through the movements right now. Then we're actually going to do them together. All right, let me pull up to see if we have any questions here on TikTok too. I realized I wasn't checking the chat. I got your chat though, don't worry. All right, so next thing we're going to go is a shoulder tap variation from our push-up position. So we're going to bring it down to the ground and we're going to get into, again, a push-up position. You can do this either from the knees. Ideally, we're going to be from our toes and we're going to just be shoulder tap. So we're going to go back for shoulder tap, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Be anywhere from 15, 30, or 45 seconds. Then the next round after that, we're going to do a quadruped variation, which is a fancier saying on all fours. Now, this is where we're going to tie in a little bit of those glutes. We're going to lift those knees off the ground, kick one leg straight back, and then switch. So we're coming up, and we're kicking one leg straight back and switching. And again, we're either doing that for 15, 30, 45 seconds. And then we're going to go into a squat variation. So this one's, again, going to be really nice for our hips and our butt. We're going to go standing, so we're going to keep working up and down here. We're going to do what we call a Cossack squat. So we got a nice wide stance. Sometimes we do this to warm up. Today, we're going to do it for our actual legs. And we're, again, sitting our hips all the way to the side, toes come up, and then we switch and switch. So, again, we're going through that for the legs. And then to bring it home and drive our heart rate up, we're going to do one of two variations, either a jumping alternating lunge or a regular alternating lunge. So what I mean between the two is a jumping alternating lunge is we would lunge, jump and switch, jump and switch. That is the more advanced version. What I would say to start with for the first round is we have a step back lunge, come up knee, and then switch legs. Step back lunge, bring your knee up and switch. So we step back and then we drive that knee up, which is still going to be nice and challenging for our heart rate. And then to bring it on home, we're going to go down to the ground one more time. And we're going to do one of two variations, either a reverse crunch or a leg. Again, as we're going through this, guys, I'm going to walk us through. So don't worry, Rosie. I got you on all this.
I'm going it out.
We're going to be doing our knees bent, tucking them into or bringing our knees to our chest, trying to get our hips off the ground. Or we're going to have our legs straight and we're lifting them up. The key, if you notice here, on both of these movements, my hips are coming off the ground. That's going to be the important piece, is either one, knees or legs out straight. The hips off the ground. That's everything. I'm going to pause for a second. I want to see, A, Rosie, if you have questions, or B, anyone else watching has questions. But again, we'll go through as we're going.
I think I get the gist.
Yeah. It's, again, we have about a minute dedicated to each movement. Doesn't mean you're moving for the whole minute. It's a matter of doing it for what I would say start with 15 seconds for each one of these movements. Start with 15 seconds, get yourself kind of situated, and then we'll start to build. If you feel good, cool, you can do longer. But the goal is really to start with like 15 seconds, and then we'll take it from there. So the first thing we're going to start with is, again, that either throwing the ball up in the air, like the imaginary ball, or we're using our bands. So I'm going to, again, get my band set up. And then same thing. And I want to just see, like, if anything comes up for your foot or your knee or anything, Rosie, you let me know.
Okay.
A little bit of coffee. And then we're going to get after it. Okay. So I'm going to start with my red bands again. These are the LOF bands. They're pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. You'll maybe definitely check them out.
Mm-hmm.
And when we anchor them again, you're pretty much getting into your squat position. But what I'm going to do, you guys are going to see a little bit different variation for me than what I was just showing you guys, is I'm going to do what we call a Zercher style, which is I'm just going to put it on my elbows. Okay, this to me is just a really nice application for martial arts, but you can just grab it as you were. All right, I'm going to get my timer started here. Ready? We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, y'all. So again, we're going either 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 45 seconds. But the goal is constant movement for that period of time. Nice. Get it, Rosie. And again, we're thinking like we're throwing that ball or whatever the object is. Maybe it's our kids. We got to throw them up to safety. We got to throw them as high as possible so they have a grand old time. Nice. We're already halfway home. Get it, Rosie. Boom. And again, if you don't have bands at home, you can do this with just body weight. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take 15 seconds. That was 45 seconds. Get work. Great work. Yeah, you can also do great. That's a good point. Arm wrestling training, even, rice bucket is great for grip training. That's all great points. So now we're going to go into, again, that shoulder tap positioning on the ground. So we're going to go back. I'm going to reset the timer. We're on the minute. We're going to get into, again, push-ups either from the knees or from our toes, and we're shoulder tapping. So again, you can work from the knees or work from your normal push-up position. We're just shoulder tapping here. This is actually a great movement I got from one of my gymnast friends many moons ago. And it's awesome for the core as well as our upper body, serratus anterior. We halfway home.
Oh my God.
It's like doggies.
Oh, it's like, it's not one, it's the other. Stop. Go. No.
It's not parent life. Everybody knows at home, right? You guys know.
It's like vulture.
And time. So we got 15 seconds. And now we're moving on to our quadruped position. So for the quadruped position, hold on, I got to take my hoodie off. Now I'm getting warm. Check my heart rate.
Stop. What? Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're going into, again, that quadruped position, and we're doing a straight leg kickback. So we're on all fours. Knees are coming off the ground, and we're kicking that leg straight back. So we're getting our glutes.
Oh, stop. No. Go sit down.
This way you can technically even add bands to this as well.
Oh, no.
It's like, yes, please.
I'm fighting for my life. Oh, God, 80-pound old. And it wants to cuddle like a cat right now. Come on. Go.
And time.
Come on.
All right. So our next move, we're going into that alternating Cossack squat variation. Right, we got another 5 seconds here. Boom, there's our timer. All right, let's get rocking. We're going standing on our feet now into our Cossack squat. So we're going side to side. Again, we're trying to get this one. I really think about range of motion and opening up the hips. It'll also develop those glutes. As we lean that hip in, you can get some quads and good stretch on those glutes. Oh, yeah, that feels good.
Steady smash. Good.
And then after this, we're going into our alternating either jumping lunges or our knee drop. And we'll step back, bring our knee up, and time. So we got about 15 seconds. All right, boom. And again, if you guys got questions too, also appreciate just all the love in the comments. But if you guys got questions, always feel free to drop it. But here's our timer. Let's reset the clock. I think we're going into lunges. We're alternating jump lunges. All right, let's get it. Anywhere 15 seconds to 45. Now, what I think about for these is you can go 2 styles. Either A, for heart rate. I'm going for heart rate. So I'm doing just quick explosive jumps. If you want more muscular challenge, you're focused more on the depth of your lunge. And again, you could just do step back lunge knee, step back lunge.
My 3D.
Alternating jumping lunge too. It's a matter of what feels good, what you want to focus on. Got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time, we got 15 seconds. Oh, yeah. See, now I'm already getting my heart rate up into like zone 5. I love it. It's like my heart rate's like 165 right now.
Oh,
Now we're bringing it down to round out. Round number 2. We're doing that either knee crunch and or leg raise. Ready? Let's get it on the clock. We're down. And again, we're doing either our knee crunch, hips up, or we're doing straight legs, hips up. Either one's fine. Again, you're either doing 30 or 45 seconds. How you feeling, Rosie?
good.
I see you getting after it. It happened on a Thursday. To your point, it's already Thursday, dude.
I know. I thought it's like all confused this whole week. I thought yesterday was like Saturday for a sec. And then I was like, wait, no, it's only Wednesday. But then I'm like, wait, the week is basically over.
Yeah. And rest. Okay. So that's round 1. So here's the trick, though, to this is we don't take a normal rest round. Now we just get right back into it. So we go right back at the top into round number 2, which is a fancy way of saying we're going to go back to our imaginary where we're doing advanced body weight. I'm going to get the clock going. Let's rock it. Again, I'm doing the Zercher variation, but you can do your straight arm variation as well. We come down and then we're just like exploding as if we're throwing something nice and high.
Destruction game.
Yes, get it, Rosie. And this second round, this is where we get to like really kind of find our groove, as it were. The first round's a nice warm up. Second round, we really get our groove.
I'm trying to get the movie.
5 more seconds.
Oh, here's the movie.
2. And good work. Let's check where's my heart rate good. Always, and again, this is where I like using wearable,
Destruction.
but it's helpful to see heart rate. Now we're going to bring it down to the ground. Position either from our toes or from our knees. We're doing shoulder taps. So bring it all back down here. We're just tapping those shoulders.
Okay.
And if at this point you're not breathing, we can kick up the intensity a little bit. Or if it feels good, keep this pace. What I like to kind of utilize as an indicator on a smartwatch is how easy is it for me to talk. Right now, it's pretty tough for me to talk. That's how I know my heart rate's in zone 4 or zone 5. All right, we got another 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Get some, Rosie. Again, we're going into that quadruped kickback. We're on all 4s. We're kicking that leg straight back. It's where we really get those glutes to fire up. Reset and we're rocking. So we're hovering and straight back. And straight back. Nice. Again, this is where we can add those short booty bands that come in the LOF pack if we want to. We don't need to. It's another layer to add resistance, depending on how hard or how easy this feels. Yeah, about 15 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, time. All right, so we got 15 seconds rest. Now we're going to go back up to our feet for that side-to-side squat variation. All right, let's reset our clock. Boom. All right, we're getting that side-to-side, nice wide stance. Again, shifting those hips, getting those toes to flare. How's this one feeling, Rosie? This one feeling
bad.
Now, another way we can perform this, if you want more of a challenge, you can start to slide side to side, y'all. If you want to keep more tension in your legs, instead of coming up every time, we could stay low and just shift left to right. This is another way to just kind of enhance it if you want to, and time. So now, again, we're going to go into our lunge variation, whether that's jumping lunge, whether that's a step back lunge to knee. To just kind of keep the pace up. All right, ready? I'm resetting it. We got 1 minute. Let's get it, y'all. And then if we want to get fun, you can always like start turning side to side. Ooh, as I lose my balance. That's how you can tell I haven't done this one in a while. You start to what I like to call windshield wipe, where you start to rotate 15 degrees at a time while you're lunging. But that one can get kind of intense for the control. 3, 2, 1. And I was off by a couple seconds here, actually. But that's okay. All right, we got like 15 seconds for breathing. And now we're going to go back down to our either leg raise or knee crunch. And again, this is like the round we're pushing. I'll get the timer going. All right, y'all, let's get it. This is again where the breathing becomes key, at least for me. I'm literally just like coaching myself here a little bit as I'm getting my breathing up a little more. How are you doing though, Rosie? You're cruising.
I'm getting there. I feel it, but we're pushing through.
That's it, girl. I see you.
Whew.
We're almost there. We got about 10 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, and time. All right. So we're going to do a quick pulse check. Quite literally, I'm going to check my pulse, and then quite figuratively as well. Where we have technically, we could go for up to one more round. On your side, bandwidth and time-wise, Rosie. That's the big bandwidth too, because here's the thing. If we're not feeling at our best, this type of stuff can be really taxing. So I do want to manage how hard we're going.
I feel like I'm good. I'm like, I could do another round if you're up for it.
Yeah, dude, let's get it. So here's the one thing I want you to just keep listening to your body, being mindful of the pace. Let's get one more round. This is, again, going to be our we finish strong round. So finding a pace that you can pick to keep the whole time. Ideally, you've been crushing 45 seconds. So just keep doing the 45-second approach, but just keep that pace, whatever's been feeling good from the second round. We're going to go back up to our feet to those slams. I'm going to get it going in 3, 2, 1. I got the clock going again. We're doing our kind of squat and throw or squat and reach. I'm just getting our band set up here for researchers. We're down and up. This is that final round. This is where we keep it strong. So, Rosie. Okay, I think we got about 10 seconds. Can't really see the time. We're almost there.
None of the kids work.
3. One more. And rest. All right, so we got 15 seconds, not even 10 seconds. We're going to bring it down to the ground, again, for those shoulder taps.
I don't have that.
All right. Let me get the timer. All right, I got us rocking. We're in that push-up position again. We're either from the knees or from the toes. And we're tapping those shoulders. I think we got less than 10, yeah. Go, Rosie. 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, so now, again, we're going to get into that quadruped position where we're kicking that leg back, getting those glutes to fire up. 3, 2, and let's rock it. Rosie, how's your feet and your toes feeling here?
Not bad. I don't know, no like weird, funny feelings or like
Good.
numbness or anything.
Good. That's what we want or not want. You know what I mean? Another 3, 2, and time. All right, so now we're going to bring it up to the feet again. And again, we're going into that side-to-side Cossack squat variation. But again, for this one, I want to challenge us all to see if we can keep our body low. So we're thinking like there's a wire, and we're trying to stay under that wire when we're shifting our weight side to side. So again, we're picking that kind of height. We're just sliding side to side as opposed to coming up in between. We're just being, consistent with that shift. Nice. And each rep, we can try and get a little bit further out to the side, a little bit further out. And then the next round, this is like the last from me. It's always the last strong, hard push, which is that alternating lunge. Whether we're jumping and rest, we got 15 seconds. Again, we're prepping for whether it's alternating lunge with the knee, regular step back lunge. We're doing our jumping variation. This is to me the last little like hard hurdle. And then we're going to go back down to our leg raises. Well, we're in that final home stretch. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Yeah, this is where if you notice my talking has gotten less and less. It's working. See how we doing on time? 10 more seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time. All right, this is where we bring it down to the ground for our final push, final stretch. All right, we got 1 minute on the clock, last minute. Again, knees bent or legs straight. We're trying to get those feet up. Finish with that 4. So again, Rosie, thanks for the request today too, for the core and leg integration. How do you feel we did hitting those areas?
Good.
I'll be honest, the key thing, honestly, people talk about their abdominal area. A lot of that is also really just the body composition shift. Yes, we can train the muscles, and it's helpful to train the area to shape it, but a lot of it's also going to be just and time. Our metabolic rate and our nutrition and our hydration, which I know you're like really dialed in on. Dialing in on. We wanted to add the complement for what we can control in the movements. All right, so let's just take a minute now. We're just going to breathe, okay? This is where we let the heart rate kind of come down, because I'm going to even share with my own. I'm at like 160, 155 now after that. The goal here, as we slow our breathing down, is to try and get our heart rate to get closer to where it was when we were starting in our resting heart rate. So for me, that would be close to like 60 to 80 beats per minute, which is not going to happen in 1 minute, but being able to get it closer to like 100, wherever we're at, trying to drop it by 30 to 50%. About 10 more seconds on this breathing round. What we're going to do after this is just go through some nice stretching to complement the muscle, and then we'll get out of here, or we'll bring it home. All right, I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock, and what we're actually going to do is, because we're working a little bit of the, again, abs and the hips, we're going to go either into cobra or sphinx pose, which is the fancy saying going on our belly, and we're either going to be on our forearms or pushing them completely straight up. I find sphinx pose is just better for me where my back is. But if you want to like start to press up, this actually feels quite nice. I might actually hold it here to a variation of cobra. And again, feeling those hip flexors, feeling those abs get a nice stretch. But I'm always mindful of my lower back here. If I feel pinching and tightness, which I'm starting to, I come back down into sphinx pose. And I'll sometimes even alternate, but we just want a nice stretch during those abs and hip flexors.
What about you put
About 10 more seconds here. And then from here, what we're going to do is to get that lower back, we're going to kick our butt back to our heels. Kick our butt back to our heels. We're just reaching those arms out. We're going to hold that. Set the clock here. And then join on in. And again, the goal while we're going through this too is to just slow our breathing down as well. So we're controlling our breath.
Then I'm going to make it different.
All right. So now finally what we're going to do for a little bit of our glutes and some of the piriformis is we're going to flip on over to our back. And we're going to do a little figure four with our legs, which is a fancy thing. I'm going to take my right ankle, put it on my left knee. And I can either just start to slowly pull on my pants to bring it up. If we can lace through, that's okay. Or if we want to hug around, any of those are fine. But we're just kind of like pulling that knee into our chest. So on our bottom. Two, and now let's just switch sides. I'm on the opposite side. That's it right there. That's muddy. We'll do that for about another 20 seconds. And then we will just lay and let our nervous system and our body know it's time to relax. Well, at least physically. And then we'll get back into our day.
We watch. We are moving lots of food. Did you know that? With this game?
Another 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so now we're just going to literally lay and let our arms go out, our legs go out, and just slow our breathing down for the next like 20 to 30 seconds. We just want to have that breathing slow and let our body know it's time to relax as we transition into the rest of our day. And kudos everybody for joining in on the workout. If you're watching this and tuning in live, if you're watching the replay, Rosie, props to you as always, making it happen with kids, dogs, the life, spring break, all the stuff. You know,
Can't stop.
can't stop, won't stop. It could be that time of month. It could be that time of week. It doesn't matter what's going on. We focus on what we can control. And sometimes that means we do get to pivot. Sometimes that means we take a hard workout, make it a little lighter. Today this was a pretty nicely intense workout from my metrics. I'm wondering how you're feeling though, Rosie, as we're like slowly bringing our attention back to our body and coming back up.
I feel good. Like I feel like that was doable, and I think that's what I like is that like it's not all or nothing. So it's just kind of finding like, you know, you go at your own pace, and there's ways to modify a move, but you could still show up. You could just kind of like twerk it a little, you know, tweak it a little bit to make it work. So it's not like, well, I can't go super hard and go fast, so I shouldn't do it. So
yeah, I mean, we could twerk it too. That's like
we could twerk. I know. I was like, that is definitely not the word I was looking for, but
I mean, in the fitness world, it does work. Like we can definitely there's some
release all the tension in the hip.
And what we'll be back again next week, and then also Rosie's going to be joining us for an office hours in a couple weeks, which I'm excited. And like Rosie, I gotta say thanks as always for just entrusting me, pivoting, showing up, the work. I see you guys crushing it. And for anyone that's not already following Rosie, like across the board, all the platforms, check her out, Inked Wellness Mommy, and also just everything else you got going on. It's been like, dude, you like, I got to give you kudos for just like the business side of things you've been doing. I kind of want to kick it to you though. Like any fun things to share besides like your normal, like your social media stuff. You've been busy, dude. You got a lot going down.
Yeah, very, very busy. I am gonna start working with a photographer to do some like photo shoots. So that should be starting soon. So I'll be adding more to my madness. But it's gonna be fun learning, and you know, it's gonna work for both me and the photographer. So that should be very interesting. The collab that we're gonna try to establish there.
Oh, that's so exciting. So
venture out a little bit.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. If you guys are on the Long Island, New York scene, hit up Rosie, especially if you got a business, like maybe Bob, if you have. So my buddy's on Facebook right now. I just threw a comment in, but he's actually in the East Village, and he works in the like entertainment. He works actually in interesting fields in both the medical field, but he also works in like hospitality and entertainment too. He's got Rob. How do you want to say it? You got the biggest LI baby. yeah, he's around too. Got the biggest faux bar in the village, you're a bartender. Yes, he's a bartender. But I'm saying for like Bob's on 12th. How'd you describe that? So he doesn't actually like serve alcohol. He just like literally has people hang out on the sidewalk. But he's it's like awesome. It's not like a real business per se, but I think you really should. Yeah, Bob's Bar NYC, New York's only BYOB fake bar. Exactly.
It's a fake. Hey, listen, if it gets people together, you know, people will come.
Yeah, it's a community, and like it really has actually like in I think positively impacted his life. No, I serve alcohol. I mean, yeah, as a bartender, but like I'm saying I give it. Oh, right. Yeah. You're right. Okay. Yeah. He just gives it away. Yeah. He doesn't accept money. He just gives away booze. And sometimes he'll have sponsors like give him alcohol. So he'll just give it away.
That's nice.
My entire life. Yeah, dude. I think it's at Bob's. Are you talking? Wait. So yeah. So this is the tricky thing. He has like his Bob's fake bar, but then also he's a bartender but it's not Bob's anymore, right? You're at another place.
Anyways, he has a fake bar and a real bar.
A bartender in a real bar, but then he also has like, yeah. He bought where he lives now. Actually, he bought his house because of the bar and where he lives. Yes. Okay. Wolf Tony's. I don't even know how to say that, but in Manhattan, if you want to go see him, go check him out. But also Rosie, thank you. I'm gonna start to wrap it up because I'll get into my next thing. I know you got a bunch of stuff going down. Kudos for making it happen with the kids, all that fun stuff. And yeah,
good luck with. I hope your daughter feels better, and hopefully camping works out well and smoothly. So I hope you get to at least enjoy the trip, because I know nothing like having a plan and it completely blowing up. So hopefully you get to go.
Dude, that's just the story about, you know, like I've texted you how many times, how many different things, and like you just see how that's just a part of it, but we'll make it work. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Rosie. Yeah, Rob, everybody else. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, WWE Hot Takes. Rob, you got to go follow them on TikTok. That was a great comment. But yeah, all right. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Mike. Talk to you soon.
It's Rosie.
Bye.